Is taking the Umkhonto Wesizwe Party to court over their expulsion and breach of a contractual agreement.
I've always figured out that there was something that did not make sense about Zuma and the Umkhonto Wesizwe Party. From having Jabulani Khumalo removed, grudges with Ramaphosa, recruiting Floyd Shivambu, and turning the party into a profit-gaining business. I mean, if you look closely at this, you'll realize that Jacob Zuma just took over this party for his unfinished businesses and to help other corruption convicts such as himself to flee from the justice system. By the end of this video, you'll realize that Jacob Zuma is up to no good. So Zuma's way of getting to lead Umkhonto Wesizwe was through Jabulani Khumalo, who was obviously played by the former leader that he once looked up to. And we all heard Jabulani Khumalo explaining how Zuma and his daughter came to join the party.
At first he said no, opening up a new party is not a goal, is not a way to do, because ANC will never die. He himself believes that he will die the ANC, and there's no other party that can take over the ANC. Then when we were preparing to launch Umkhonto Wesizwe, that's when he said, can we allow him to announce it for us? But he's not going to say he's a member. He's going to say he's supporting MK and he will vote for MK. We agreed on that. We started our projects. We started canvassing for elections. Then he was involved fully. As we were moving, we had an agreement with him. The first agreement was that in Umkhonto Wesizwe, we don't want people who are tainted, whose name are in the state capture, whose name is being announced on certain corruptions and whatever. We don't want those people. Even the people that ANC has gotten rid of because of corruption or any other wrongdoing, we don't want them to be part of the management or the directors or the leaders of the Umkhonto Wesizwe. He agreed with us that he's not going to do that and he's not going to allow it. As we moved on, he brought her daughter. In actual fact, he brought all his family. We had no problem with that. But the only problem that started was that his daughter started to be crazy and started making lots of problems within the organization, lying, bringing in liars, and even liars from MKVA came in to tell him lies about us and about me, especially because the daughter had some anterior motives. With her daughter, Floyd fortunately signed the letter on my the letter that says I'm appointing him to be the president of Umkhonto Wesizwe, which I never did. The only letter I signed was to say he will be the face of the party towards the elections on the ballot. That's all. But his daughter then forged my signature and put him as a president and submitted to the IEC.
If you ask me, that was the most ruthless way to take a party from someone else. And I wouldn't be surprised if Zuma really forged the documents along with the signatures, judging from her father's background. But it would also be reckless for the IEC to validify and approve false documents proving their incompetence that we've always talked about. Not to forget, Khumalo also once claimed that he was chased on his way home and threatened at gunpoint after it was said that he was going to deregister the party.
Mr. Zuma on that day called me because he said they told him I want to deregister Umkhonto Wesizwe. Then I went to his house. We had some discussions and he said to me, please add some people into the not CIPRO document, into IEC document on the founding members. I said to him, who are those people? He gave me the names. Then on the letter, he put a wrong name. He said J.B. Khumalo. I said, no, I'm not J.B. Khumalo. I won't sign this document. Then, because of that, we had to drive to a shower to get that fixed, that initials. Then the electricity was gone. And I remember on that day, I had to be leaving KZN for Johannesburg. But When we got to Ishawe, that's where they started pointing guns on me and using blue lights.
Now what I know is true is that Jacob Zuma is using this party for his unfinished business and to obviously avoid facing his charges. Now what is that unfinished business?
MK has been hijacked by Zuma's cronies. All people that are in this so-called state capture, fraud things, no VBS, or whatever, they all moved to Umkhonto Wesizwe. For what? So I'm thinking that Zuma is creating now a cabal that is going to finish the country. Because if you put in corrupt people together, what are you bringing? What are you doing? I'm questioning this. I never registered Umkhonto Wesizwe for Zuma's cronies to come back and fight the state, to continue where they started looting.
I wouldn't be surprised. If you look at the members in high positions in the Umkhonto Wesizwe Party, if not all of them, most of them are criminal convicts, and with Zuma backing them, they have high chances of getting away with all their crimes.
The people that are leading MK now never even put a cent for any programs of the MK party up until the election. Even on the eve of the elections, you'll go to the voting stations, those people that are now called the rebellions against MK, they were there using their money to feed the party agents, to drive party agents from point A to point B. And the people that are there now, they are in parliament. They are now honorables. But did they do anything about MK? No, they didn't. But because they are cronies of Jacob Zuma, they are now in parliament. And the people that were fired from parliament, the 18 people, they've done nothing at all. Just because Zuma wanted his friends to be in parliament, to be so-called honorables, he fired those guys. He fired in actual everybody that was in the formation of Umkhonto Wesizwe. Those people that were fighting to get Umkhonto to where it is, he fired them.
Just listen to what he had to say about Floyd Shivambu.
I pity Floyd Shivambu. He should have stayed with Malema. They could be able to raise or grow their party. They're trying to finish EFF.
Now, there's some sketchy moves in the MK. Allegedly, there are people paying bribes to obtain high position, and if you can't keep up, you get kicked out.
We've got a problem of takarism. We've got a problem of extortion. People who are taking money to say, I will secure you if you pay me. And there are some people that are paying certain people now to keep their positions, which is very wrong. And MK was not formed to make certain people rich, but that is what is happening now. People are jumping into MK because they're saying it's a free ride. As long as you are close to Zuma, then you must ride into MK. Then you'll get a position, and then they will fire someone that is supposed to be there with the right position.
Now we also have people making profits within the MK. The structure of MK is basically corrupt, and all of them are in the MK for their own benefits and not of their supporters, and they avoid the issues that KZN is facing.
I can tell you something, in Mpumalanga, the water is smelling. We've got parties. We've got people like Dali who are coming up and lying to people that he was a founder. He's supposed to be talking about what needs to happen to assist the people of South Africa to get clean water. There's that white man now who has a 4 million scam of diamond. He's saying openly, he's giving people money. What is that money for? What was it to be used for? If he took those millions and gave it to a company to build boreholes in the rural areas to get people to get water, and if we went to China and bought the, what we call this thing for the lights, for the electricity, to get people to get lights. Those monies would have made a difference in our country. But it's not making difference because they're giving them to certain people to make their lavish life, to get happy and do whatever they want to do. And then after that, they come back and then fight against the people who wants to make difference in the communities.
Khumalo went as far as to sharing how Zuma has grudges against other politicians and how much of a bitter person he is.
He's bitter. Zuma is always bitter. And he said he will die bitter and die angry. And that is why he's making all these mistakes, because he's angry. When you are angry, you don't think right. You don't think straight. So if he wants to die angry, he will never sort out the problems of South Africa. And we thought that he will do better for this country, but he will never do that because he's angry. Because every time he talks about Ramaphosa, he talks about that and that. Everyone that he worked with, and there was anything that happened, he's angry about it. He's never finished. So I don't know when is he going to stop, or will he ever get cooled down to say, now I'm no longer angry to anybody. But he's very angry to Ramaphosa. In actual fact, I know that many people are angry at Ramaphosa, but I think he's the most angrier to Ramaphosa.
This is truly disturbing. There's a lot for us to still figure out about the MK and its leader Jacob Zuma. If they are able to run from the law, what else should we expect? My name is Jay, and this is Moment in Future, pulling you into the truth.